Hey YouTube, Facebook, and anyone else out there that happens to find this. Um, as you recall, last time I posted something, I was taking apart a modification of the car I made that was built into a truck to reduce weight. Well, this time I've made something a little bit different. This time I've modified one of the Lego sets that I was given as a Christmas gift from my grandparents. So, Um, as you know, I'm very interested in power functions, and so that's what this modification is. You've probably seen better modifications than this one, but as you know, I'm not perfect. No one's perfect, but there are people out there that are a whole lot better than me. So this is what I got here. Um, Sorry for the poor lighting. Let me see if I can fix that. As good as I can do for now, anyway. So this is what I've made. It's got 4 functions. Each tread has functionality, obviously. Wouldn't really be an excavator if it couldn't move. Runs on 2 receivers, 4 motors. All of them are medium, much like the upcoming model. I apologize for not knowing this, but it's large and yellow, and it's new, it's huge, it's got a ton of functionalities. It's like $150, $200, whatever. Anyway, this one does not have half as many functions as that one does. Oh, okay, yeah, it has half as many, but that's almost nothing in comparison. So, this is the controller. It uses the standard control and the proportional out of control. And if you're wondering where the motors that control this are, anyone that does not build with Lego much, anyone that has this set can customize it for motors by switching the little thing here from neutral to the secondary function, which controls this actuator up here that goes to this boom portion and the bucket. And you put a motor in, and you take out the original gear, and you put in 2 of the same size gears here and here, and the motor in this perfectly sized area right there. And I'm sorry for the lighting, it means you probably won't be able to see this, but I'm pointing it out anyway, just in case you know what I'm talking about. Really standard drive, just extended the axles, put a motor in here on each side. It's rotational symmetry, so obviously it's the same on the other side. The battery box, as you all know based on the instruction booklet that tells you how to put it all together, would go under here. And this one, unfortunately, does not use 5, it only uses 4 motors, so this top portion doesn't spin on the treads. The treads are the spinning part for it, so if I switch it on here, give it a go. So I use this proportional controller because it's obviously far more accurate, and accuracy is good for anything that runs on treads. But the downside to it is you have to have an extremely good connection. IR controllers do not use an antenna, much like your stationary radio controlled anything. It is direct only. You cannot be distanced from it. So, unless you're aiming right at it, anyway. So I separated the functions by swapping that switch. So really, all you need is 2 extras of the 26 tooth gears, I believe they are, and a 20 tooth gear, I think it is. I'm not really sure. Anyway, you just switch it to the secondary function and put in your own gear on the opposite side and another axle, which is exactly what I did, and so far it's working great. It hasn't had any problems, and maybe I'll give you a better view. I'll see if I can point this here at the floor so you can see it in its fullest abilities. Bring it down here. So let's see if I can get as much room between me and this camera as possible. Give it as much space to move around as I can. So let's see here, for starters. I did gear it down by using two of the same 26-tooth gears, and it really does help to be slower on that. I did not gear down the drive, obviously. So this is not high speed. I can go far faster, obviously. Let's see. I don't have anything to show you that it can pick anything up, but it can sort of lift its own weight, which many of you have probably already seen. So let's see if I can demonstrate that. So obviously it doesn't lift it very high, but it can lift its front end. It does have enough strength in those small motors and through the worm gear in the actuator to do that. So that does increase the accuracy, it makes it a lot simpler. So obviously it's a good method. Lego did a very good job designing this, much like they did with any and all other sets. I believe their least impressive set so far of size, no offense toward Lego, is the hauler, because it's too simple. And Technic isn't built for simplicity. In all respect, anyone that's gonna make something that's supposed to look real, they've got to make it function real too. And it's got the steering and it's got that moving bed, but it's just not enough for me. So I bought it anyway. I prefer the second, the B model, and I was up until about 3 in the morning one night when I decided to make it. So I went into my office here and I took it apart and rebuilt the other. So yeah, I do have a good collection. Maybe someday I'll go in there with my camera and show you, but today's broadcast, or whatever you want to call it, podcast I guess it would be, is just this. So I know I didn't give you a very good close-up on this, but if any of you go through your instructions and find a better way to make this, let me know, and I'll try it out. So I guess that's all I've got to let you know today. Aside from one other thing, I did build an 8-wheeled set of my own. 4-wheel rear-wheel drive, and I prefer 4-wheel steering as well. So 8 wheels, 4 in the front, 4 in the back, 4 in the front, steer with their own independent. Hopefully you're not going to think I'm saying suspension. It's actually return to center steering. I don't have quite the right parts for suspension and steering all in one module. So, I just buy the simple stuff. It's got the advanced gearing. I don't buy the stuff that's got huge suspension and all that good stuff. So, I guess that's it for today, and this is Blade Junkie, signing off.